Andretti has surprised Toto Wolff with their next move, and the Mercedes team principal is left, well, speechless. Wolff has been against Andretti joining F1 as the 11th team from its inception. Now, things have changed, as the announcement made by Andretti has made everything quite a bit different. Why was Wolff against Andretti? What did the Andretti team reveal? The Andretti Autosport team has been working towards joining F1 for a while now. The team, headed by Michael Andretti, has aspirations to be a part of almost every international racing series, and the prestigious Formula One race is part of it. With the family having a history with Formula One, it is not surprising that they would do anything within their means to gain a spot on the grid. Andretti's first attempt to join F1 was in 2021, when he tried to buy a majority stake in Sauber, the operator of Alfa Romeo. The process was going smoothly at first, but just 48 hours after they closed the deal, everything fell through and Andretti was left heartbroken. Initially, people had speculated that the deal had fallen through due to financial issues, but Andretti denied the claims and said it was due to control of the team's operations. I'd just like to put an end to some of the rumors that the deal fell through because of financial reasons. That couldn't be further from the truth. It had nothing to do with that. It basically came down to control issues in the final hours of the negotiations. That's what killed the deal. Michael Andretti further discussed how much he loved F1 and how huge it would be for his team to join the sport. "I love Formula One. It's the ultimate racing experience. And for our brand, it would be just huge. It takes us to the highest level you can be in." Indeed, he loves Formula One, as in 2022 he announced that once the door for new teams in F1 got opened, they would show their interest and be an all-American team that would properly represent the country. Although there is already an American team, Haas, it hasn't done well in representing the country. The fact that Formula One is gaining more popularity in the US makes it more enticing for Andretti, coupled with the fact that there would be 3 races in the US this season. Andretti believes he would unlock the US market potential for the sport. After Andretti revealed that they would be joining F1 as a team once given a chance, several people questioned their decision. And one of them was Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff. Initially, the issue Wolff had with an 11th team joining the grid was that they had to sacrifice a part of their prize money, because the money that was once split by 10 teams would then be split by 11 instead. He said adding a new team needed to be additive, and they all needed the new team to bring in more than what they would all lose due to the prize money being split. If a team comes in, how can you demonstrate that you're bringing in more money than it's actually costing? Because an 11th team means a 10% dilution for everybody else. So if one is able to demonstrate that, then we should all be sitting at the table and cheering for such an entry. But that hasn't been demonstrated yet. And that might sound a bit dry because it comes down to the numbers, but the value of Formula One is that it's a limited number of franchises. And we don't want to dilute that value by just adding teams. That issue was resolved when a new Concord agreement was issued between the teams, the FIA and FOM. It stated that any new entrant was to pay a fee of $200 million, which would be shared among the pre-existing teams and would serve as compensation for the dilution of funds. After that was resolved, Wolff raised another issue of what overall value Andretti would offer. He revealed that he wanted only a manufacturer works team to join F1, so he preferred Audi. He acknowledged that Andretti was a great name, but believed they had nothing to offer regarding F1. Andretti is a great name. They have done exceptional things in the US, but this is sport, and this is business. We need to understand what it is you can provide to the sport, and if an OEM or multinational group joins Formula One, and can demonstrate they're going to spend X amount of dollars in activating, in marketing, and in various markets, that is obviously a totally different value proposition for all the other teams. We have 10 franchises that we hope can increase the value, and you are certainly not going to increase the value by issuing new franchises who cannot increase the overall value of Formula One. He was not the only one against an 11th team joining. Other teams, except McLaren and Alpine, did not support it. Gunther Steiner of Haas even said the dilution fund was too low and should be increased because it has been set a while back and was not agreeing with the new market rate. When Andretti got the feedback on what other teams felt about their entry, they believed Wolff had spearheaded it because he wielded too much power in the sport. In 1978, F1 world champion Mario Andretti, father of Michael, said he found Wolff's criticism of their team disrespectful. He also said that the question of the teams asking how they want to be competitive was unnecessary, as it was not their problem. Toto Wolff has spoken very openly about our credibility. However, he speaks to me in a different way. I find the criticism very disrespectful, because we have been active in motorsport much longer than he has. I respect his success so far, but he has no reason to look down on us. They always ask how we want to be competitive. I say, let that be our problem. You don't know our preparations. The last statement of nobody knowing their preparations was true, because shortly after Ben Sulayem revealed that Formula 1 might be open to new interest, Andretti shocked Wolff and his cohort by revealing that they would have a manufacturer as a partner. The partner was the Cadillac brand of General Motors. General Motors is no ordinary manufacturer. It's a prestigious company in the American automotive industry and one of the world's most successful car manufacturers. Their teaming up with Andretti was a huge deal as it added great value to the team. The Andretti-Cadillac combo would be hard to resist by the FIA. The fact that GM had committed to an all-electric future in 2020 made everything all the better for the Andretti team. We are aggressively going after every aspect of what it takes to put everyone in an EV, because we need millions of EVs on the road to make a meaningful impact towards building a zero-emissions future, the manufacturing company had revealed. Andretti had proudly announced the partnership with GM, which ticked the one box left to be ticked on the list of requirements by Wolff and the other teams. And that is the preference for a manufacturer works-based team. We're bringing one of the biggest manufacturers in the world now with us, General Motors. Motors in Cadillac. So we feel that was the one box we didn't have checked that we do have checked now. That, I think, will bring a tremendous amount of support now to Formula 1. It's hard for anyone to argue with that now. Indeed, it was hard to argue, as Wolff stated after Andretti's big reveal, that Andretti joining forces with General Motors was a good choice. Cadillac and GM, that's a statement. Certainly joining forces with Andretti is definitely a positive. It gives it another angle that may or may not be beneficial for Formula 1, but definitely nobody would ever question GM's or Cadillac's pedigree in motorsport, and obviously as a global auto company. Even the president of the FIA, Ben Sulayem, shared his excitement concerning the news, saying that he looked forward to further discussions. As he said, "I welcome the news of the Cadillac and Andretti partnership, and the FIA looks forward to further discussions on the FIA F1 World Championship expressions of interest process." With no further reason to antagonize the joining of a new team, especially Andretti Cadillac, everyone would watch as the whole process unfolds and stay optimistic that whatever comes out of it would be beneficial to the sport. Well, we've come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly like and subscribe as it helps us grow our YouTube channel. Also, leave your comments in the section down below. Well, until next time.